Congratulations, you're about to close on your new home. But what does it mean to close on a home? I want to take some time to look at the process of a loan closing. The closing is the final step in the home purchase process, and it refers to the finalizing or closing of all of the documents that are associated with the loan that you're going to be using to purchase your new home. So even if you're using cash to purchase the home and not a loan, there is still a closing event that takes place, at which time all of the paperwork that is needed is taken care of. But most home buyers, especially new home buyers, finance their homes. So let's take a closer look at what happens just prior to closing and then actually at the closing table. So first, you and your lender will have made sure that the money side of the purchase is complete and is ready to go. At least 3 days prior to closing, you and your lender will have discussed the closing statement, which line items each of the items related to the loan. And you're going to confirm that the amounts are correct, that any discrepancies are identified and taken care of, and any questions you might have are answered. And you're also going to find out what your cash to close amount is. The cash to close amount is the dollar amount that you, the buyer, are going to be required to present at closing. So how do funds get from the lender and from you to the closing table? Well, it's pretty easy actually. The funds are wired from both you and your lender to the escrow account for the closing attorney. To do that, there's a set of wiring instructions that are required. And you, the buyer, will need to make sure that your lender has those correct wiring instructions. And to do that, you're going to call or visit the closing attorney's office and ask for them. And then you're going to either call or in person deliver those instructions to your lender, and you'll keep a copy for yourself. Do not email or text those instructions. And if you were to receive an email discussing some sort of change to those instructions, you need to either call or, even better, visit the closing attorney's office to confirm that those changes are actually legitimate and you're not falling victim to some sort of fraud scheme. You're also going to need to bring a picture ID. Most often that is a driver's license, but some other government issued ID probably will suffice. If you're not sure about what you have and if it's appropriate for the process, talk to the closing attorney's office for their requirements. Be prepared to sign a lot of paperwork. The documents relating to your loan may look a little bit different at closing than they did when you were working with your lender. But all of the dollar amounts and the information that's contained in them are the same. And if you have questions, the closing attorney will be glad to walk you through the documents and the information that's contained in them and answer any questions that you have. At last, when both the seller and you, the buyer, have signed all your documents, and when the funds have all been received and verified and dispersed, the seller will receive the proceeds from the sale of their home, and you will receive the keys to your new home, and you're officially closed. Then you can go start unpacking all those boxes.